Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of This is 30. So today I thought I would do a quick video on talking about basically not allowing other people's problems to affect you and not allowing other people's problems to be your problem. And so what I mean by that, because I feel like it can sound very empathetic, but what I mean from that is like, I feel like over the last almost 30 years, when somebody has a problem, I feel like I spent a lot of time in my early 20s making it my problem. And somewhere along the lines, I grew up or realized or maybe just took some feedback that I received from friends or family and realized like, okay, that's their problem. What do they need from me? Because it's not my problem. So I feel like, and it's so, it's so encompassing saying that, but it's so many different things that like, when you think about it, that like you can apply that to. So like when somebody's going through a breakup or like especially now that I'm getting older, like people are like, you know, going through divorces or trying to find a significant other or, you know, trying to conceive or don't want a baby and are sick and tired of people asking them. Like everybody makes their problem, I feel like a lot of times everyone's problem. So like, you know, say your friends are going through a divorce, then it's like, oh, well, I need to go through a divorce. Or say say your friend is complaining to you about like, oh, well, my significant other and me are having these problems and, you know, our marriage is rocky. And then they take it as, well, you should consider yourself lucky that you even have a significant other. I can't even find anybody to get married to. And it's like, but their problems aren't your problems. So just because they're struggling with something doesn't mean because you're struggling with something completely different that their struggle is all in void. Like both struggles are super important. Like it sucks that they're going through marriage problem, and it also sucks that you can't find a partner that is adequate enough to be a lifelong partner. Like both situations suck, and it doesn't make either one more important or less important, and it doesn't make either one like, oh, your problem's my problem. It's not a contest, you know, like that. It's not a contest. And I feel like so many times in life, like we compare ourselves to other people and we're like, oh, well, but you have this or they do that, but like you don't know what that person is feeling, is doing, is what they're going on. Like you can only listen to what they decide to share with you and then create a perception for yourself. And that perception that you create for yourself is not always accurate, you know, and it's no one's fault because like perception's reality, like, but it doesn't mean that their problem is your problem, you know? Does that, I don't know. I just feel like that's just a lesson that I've learned is like to take yourself out of it a lot of times, you know? And I have a very dear friend, we're about to grab breakfast, but I remember her telling me when we first became friends, she was like, I don't always need you to find a solution for me. Like sometimes I just want you to hear me out. And I'm like, heard. Like, and it hit me and I was like, yeah. Like sometimes I just need to listen. Sometimes I just need to be a friend. Sometimes I just need to like just listen, you know? So, and then that's when I started really grasping the fact that like everybody's problem's not my problem. It's all different and it's all unique and it's just all different, you know? And I feel like that's the thing is that the quicker you decide that you don't have to own people's problems, the easier life gets, the less like drama there is, the less like frustrations you know, like you can just like, you can hear people, and like a lot of times I like to say like, what can I do to help you with that? Like, what can I do to support you? Because sometimes people do have, you know, supports. Like I know that like a handful of people in my life that when I say that to, you know, my husband, my sisters, my closest friends, when I say like, what can I do to help you with that? Can I do this? Can I do that? Sometimes just offering that is all they need. They just need a ear, a shoulder, an understanding, a compassion. I don't know. So I feel like it's so easy to pick up some people, and I'm an empath, so I pick up people's energies and it's so easy to absorb them. But the older I've gotten and the more I pick up the energy and I'm like, okay, let's dispose of this for both of us, the easier it's become. So I don't know, I was just thinking about that too, because, you know, I feel like there's just been some things going on in the air. Mercury just got out of retrograde a couple weeks ago. I feel like every time Mercury comes into retrograde, like all hell breaks loose. And I'm an Aquarius, so all hell really breaks loose for me, because I'm like super in tune with not only how it's affecting me, but how it's affecting everyone around me. So I don't know, that's that. So hopefully you like this video. Back at you with the This Is 30. I don't know, last night I was just having a lot of brainstorming ideas of videos to make in this series, and I've almost gotten to 30 ideas. So hopefully I'll be able to power through some videos. So check them out, thumbs up if you like them. Tell me, what have you learned in the 30 years of life, or your 40, 50, 60, 20, 16 years of life? What have you learned? What are some life lessons that you feel like are going to stick with you forever? What are some things that, you know, I don't know. Well, what have you learned? So tell me. I feel like that's how we're, like, that's what's so cool about this community and life and this generation that we get to grow up on and around, circumferencing, is that like we are stronger together. Like knowledge is power, and like the knowledge is right at our fingertips, right at our ears, right at our eyes. And I think that's just so cool. So like share with me. I want to know, like, help me be better. What 30 other things can you guys teach me before I'm 60? All right, thanks so much guys. Back at you. See you soon.